Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. A proposal released by the Governor's Redistricting Advisory Committee has gained a lot of attention in recent days. That plan reshapes our area's congressional districts, and it's raised concerns among some local officials. Susan Kennedy has a story. Susan?
Lorna, officials here today say the proposed congressional redistricting map has lots of flaws, one of them primarily being unnecessarily dividing communities of interest. As required by law, districts must be examined the year following the census. The 2010 census saw a huge growth in the minority population in Montgomery County.
The legislature during the special session.
Officials at this week's press event say the new congressional district map ignores all the fundamental changes that have taken place in Montgomery County over the past decade.
It's out on strikes in 3 counts. Not compact, not contiguous, and unnecessarily divides communities of interest.
Over 50% of the growth in the whole state was Hispanic growth. And yet now it is dispersed to ensure that other representatives will have a higher minority vote in their district, diluting the voting strength of these 3 minority groups.
That option makes those groups the statistical minority in this majority-minority county.
When I look at District 6, and I look at Garrett County, to Allegheny County, to Washington County, coming down and then coming into Montgomery County, and I ask you to just pause and tell me what those counties have in common. We don't have established relationships with these other counties, and how would this person be able to then represent the interests of all of our people in those communities?
Also under the proposed redistricting map, Montgomery would be moved completely out of the district of Representative Donna Edwards. Officials say they will push the governor to make substantial changes to the proposal before it goes to the General Assembly.
I'm sure that the governor can come up with a better plan that meets those criteria, and I would urge him to do so.
We want to be a part of the American political process. And that's why we are so wanting to work with the governor to address this issue so that we can move forward together as one Maryland.
I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
And the state has early primary elections scheduled for April 3rd, 2012. The county's Board of Elections needs to find 3,200 election judges to work during the primary and then the presidential election.
There is a stipend. There's $30 for training. It's about a 3-hour training. There's $150 for election day service. There is the Monday evening setup, which is about 2 hours at your local neighborhood precinct, specifically the one you will be assigned to. There are various positions. We also have the voting operations judge. We have techs. We have roamers. We have closers. And we have chief judges that really are more focused on individuals who have some election day experience.
If interested, visit www.777vote.org. In other news, an update on how the county plans to implement the new disposable bag tax. This measure imposes a 5-cent tax on certain carryout bags. The money collected will be used for various county environmental programs.
We're working with our retailers in particular to make sure they understand. We're doing a public education campaign, so we want everybody between now and January 1, when this gets implemented, to appreciate that this is going to happen and that, of course, they have a choice. We don't want their money. We want them to bring a reusable bag to the grocery store, to their shopping, so that they don't have to pay a tax of 5 cents.
The county has launched a website to help educate residents about the new tax. You can visit MontgomeryCountyMD/bag to learn the basic facts about the bill that is scheduled to go into effect January 1st of next year. Good news for Rockville Library patrons. The city had signed a lease with Federal Realty to manage the parking garages next to the Rockville Town Square. The agreement left out library patrons from getting any free parking. Well, County Executive Ike Leggett stepped in and all is changed. Library patrons will get 2 hours of free parking in the Rockville Town Square garages. But for this to happen, it took the involvement of Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett.
What they've essentially done is to create a deal whereby the regular patrons for all of the visitors into the town center will get 2-hour parking, but not the patrons at the library. And I think that that's unfair, and we need to correct that.
The city of Rockville signed a 50-year lease with Federal Realty Investment Trust to manage and set the parking prices in the garages. Part of the deal included granting 2 hours of free parking to town square shoppers with a validation from one of the businesses. But the option was not available to library users.
The city has relied upon and worked with the county for a number of years. We helped to construct and to build the town center. We put a library in the town center, which is an anchor part of that. And we worked very well together throughout the history of the redevelopment of the town center. But to go unilaterally and to provide this kind of apparatus for the other patrons without considering the library and bringing Montgomery County into that process, I think was unfair.
The county used to pay the city for library parking, but stopped due to budget reductions. The city will receive $300,000 annually from the parking management company, and the county had contributed $12 million in the development of the Rockville Town Square. The county has saved $6.3 million in paper and printing reduction. County Executive Ike Leggett launched the Reduction Initiative in fiscal year 2010 that has successfully reduced the environmental impact of government operations while saving county taxpayers money. The amount of paper used by county agencies was reduced by 39% in fiscal year 2011. The initiative also benefits the environment by creating less waste. Flu season is around the corner, and the county's Department of Health and Human Services will be offering free flu vaccination clinics. Residents are urged to protect themselves by getting vaccinated. There will be several clinics starting October 31st through December 15th, and vaccines available are in the form of injectable and intranasal.
Of the vaccine is very similar to last year. It includes two flu A and flu B, and it also includes the H1N1 vaccine. So it's all in one shot or spray.
Vaccination is by appointment only, and residents can schedule by visiting montgomerykountymd.gov/flu or by calling 311. When we come back, we will show you how some parents and students celebrated Walk to School Day. And we'll tell you about a council decision regarding big box stores. We'll be back. Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. MCPS students and parents around the county filled neighborhood sidewalks as they celebrated International Walk to School Day. Superintendent Joshua Starr and County Executive Ike Leggett participated in the event to promote safe routes to school.
Students, teachers, parents, and community members at Captain James Daly Elementary School celebrated International Walk to School Day. The event, which is held across the country, promotes pedestrian safety, healthy habits, and environmental stewardship. At Daly Elementary School, the message was to encourage families to identify a safe route to school. Montgomery County Public Schools has more than 146,000 students, and nearly 46,000 of those students walk to school each day. Parents and students recognize that walking to school can be a fun and healthy activity.
Safety-wise, they can walk to school, make friends, but we also need to make sure that they are safe also when they walk to school, so we tell them not to talk to strangers, go straight to school, walk with friends, don't be alone, and they would go straight to school and come back home.
It's important to walk to school because it gives kids physical activity. Walking to school for me is fun because I walk with my friend.
Superintendent of Schools Dr. Joshua Starr and County Executive Isaiah Leggett participated in the event by walking to school with students. The superintendent says there is a community commitment to safety.
And we here in Montgomery County care about you as students, and we care about you as people. And the reason why our county executive, the reason why members of our county council, members of our fire department, police department are here is because we care so much about you, not only because you're going to go on and be great students, but you're going to be great people.
And we want you to participate and to make certain that all of you look out for each other, because it is important that we enhance safety.
The event continued with an assembly conducted by Montgomery County Police for kindergartners through 2nd grade that focused on basic safety concepts. Students watched a video and participated in an activity on how to deal with strangers.
With this effort, communities are using the walk to school as the first step to change community culture and create environments that are safe and increase physical activity for kids. A zoning change that will have big effect on how this county develops in the future has been approved by the council. The CR, or Commercial Residential Zone, provides incentives for developers who build near metro stations, allowing commercial and residential uses to coexist.
What they will see in the future is more mix of uses in commercial areas, we hope, and better community benefits that arise from new developments, particularly large commercial redevelopments. That's what we're anticipating over the next, 10 years or 20 years, with clear standards, so everyone knows what the rules are. Right now we have different sets of rules for all these different zones out there. Nobody can follow it.
Council members are considering a new bill to sign with a community in mind. The Community Benefits Agreement would require any big box retailer that plans to locate in the county agree to conditions like traffic mitigation and environmental remediation with local community groups.
What community benefit agreements do is they allow the community to control their own destiny to a certain degree. So our bill has in it a cap on square footage of big box stores. So if you're coming to Montgomery County and you have a proposal to come with a big box, if it's 75,000 square feet or larger, you have to have a community benefits agreement signed.
In this particular instance, what we don't want to have happen is that you bring a big box and then 5 years from now you're dealing with a complete vacancy right across the street.
When we come back, a new art exhibit in Montgomery College features a well-known former student. And we will see what improvements are taking place in our roads. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Montgomery College Cultural Arts Center in Silver Spring is featuring an art exhibit that depicts how the relationship between mentor and student affects artwork. Let's take a peek.
Back. You might as well take it back now. I continued the relationship with the art community, with my teachers, and I began to collect their work. So I became inexorably attached to my teachers.
Because they're identical, like all four are identical except for the frame, and it changes the picture so drastically.
This show was great to see because it's so, it really shows you what the teacher teaches and what the student takes from that teacher, and then how the student moves to his own or her own place in the art world.
Exhibitions like this one allow our students to spend a little bit of time exploring the definition of culture through the visual arts.
For the students, they have an idea. It gives them an idea. It teaches them where they can go in the art world. And it teaches them of a possibility, of that endless possibility, which we so cherish here at Montgomery College.
Pattern. You can see how it... I thought it was important to show the continuity of how, when one learns something, one passes it forward. Because I had learned, and I thought, this is such an arcane craft, it would be important for other people to learn. It's the continuity of the art form and passing it forward.
It's that time of the year again, and moms represent the season. Here are our friends at Brookeside Gardens to give us tips on how to safely transplant them.
Okay, so let's talk mums. Let's say you go to the garden center and you buy a beautiful garden mum like this one and you bring it home and you've enjoyed it and you're trying to decide what to do with it. You may want to plant it in your garden. If you do, you should try to get it into the ground during the month of October. You definitely need to water your mums. Depending on the cultivar, your mum could come through the winter and you'll see green growth in the spring. It's going to look like this. This mum looks very different than this one. Mums in the garden the second year don't have this tightly mounded shape. You have to create that shape, you have to pinch the plant. And you start pinching it in May, and you may need to pinch it again in June or July. You want to stop pinching your mums in about late July or August because you want to give them enough time to develop their flower buds so that they'll flower at the right time in the fall. Pinching the plants delays the flowering. Even if you pinch the plant throughout the summer, you're never going to get that tight, rounded dome shape like you get from the plants in the garden center.
The county has completed recent road improvements and implemented pedestrian safety measures. Here is Tom Pogue with the Department of Transportation for an update.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. County Executive Ike Leggett recently celebrated the completion of the extension of Woodfield Road from Main Street in Damascus to Ridge Road. This project provides critical traffic congestion relief. It included a separate hiker-biker path, new traffic signals, streetlights, crosswalks, bus stops, and ADA ramps to ensure the safety of pedestrians and cyclists. Environmental features included construction of off-site reforestation and wetlands. The project cost a little under $6 million. In a continuing effort to improve pedestrian and traffic safety, the county executive and council member Nancy Navarro joined community members to celebrate traffic calming measures installed along Castle Boulevard. The improvements included concrete bump outs and pedestrian refuge islands, relocated bus stops and crossings for transit users, and new traffic signs and pavement markings. Over the past 3 years, the county has achieved an 18% decline in pedestrian collisions and significant reductions in speeding where traffic calming facilities were constructed. For more information, visit our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/mcdot. We are working to keep you moving.
And transportation was one of the issues discussed in the recent meeting among the Montgomery County Council and Rockville's mayor and council. The meeting proved to be helpful in coming to an agreement on more open communication. They worked on a packed agenda that addressed issues from school overcrowding to tax duplication. The city and county elected officials agreed that having better communication would help to solve issues. You can watch the full meeting online at rockvillemd.gov/Rockville11. Coming up, Bethesda goes green and honors local companies. And we will tell you which team was ranked #1 in baseball. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Bethesda Green held its second annual Bethesda Green Gala, awarding local companies on their green initiatives. It was an evening of inspiration, celebration, and recognition of community green champions.
Thinking and talking green has now become only fashionable but increasingly the norm. Tonight, Bethesda Green recognizes our local green champions at the Bethesda Green Gala Awards.
The second annual Green Gala Awards, hosted by Bethesda Green at the Roundhouse Theater, honored residents, businesses, government entities, and community groups working tirelessly to keep the environment green.
You know, part of the challenge that we have is green seems very ominous and very heavy, and it can be. These are very serious issues that we're addressing, but we also want to bring people together and make them realize that we can have fun and we can really, it's about community building.
The 7 categories this year range from a green energy supplier to an amazing group of 3rd to 6th graders advocating to shift their school cafeterias from styrofoam to lunch trays and disposable silverware.
As you see, styrofoam is made of this stuff called styrene, which is a known neurotoxin and everything. And so first of all, it's bad for us, and second of all, these are incinerated after one use, and which is also really bad because it releases all these toxins into the air. And also, it costs the county a whole lot of money.
Mike Tidwell, founder and director of the Chesapeake Climate Action Network, tells us why and how he devoted his life to global warming.
Maryland is blessed with enormous wind power potential, and that's the future of manufacturing and jobs in the state. It's going to be part of our global warming solutions. It's going to improve our health. These are really good solutions. So that's what I've been doing the last 10 years. It's great to see groups like Bethesda Green get started in the meantime, and you know, we're pushing for a just and clean economy, and we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're on our way.
Going green in a down economy is not the easiest thing to do, but it will benefit the environment in the long run. So start doing your part today.
Our pet of the week is a female cat named Brady, and according to Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society, this cat has a very special talent.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and this lovely lady is Brady. She's a very sweet girl. As you can see, she's a tiger stripe, and she also has very, very nice, beautiful green eyes. And she's about 4 years old, and she loves to play. And poor Brady got put here because she couldn't get along with the male cat that she used to live with. So I have a feeling she might like to be an only cat, or maybe she just doesn't like male cats. So if you have a female cat, she might get along well with that cat. She likes to play ball, she likes to be held. And I'm told that Brady has a very special talent that I'm going to stick around a little bit after we're finished taping so we can see this talent. I'm told that if you pet your chest, Brady will jump right up into your arms, and I think that would be a wonderful trait for a cat to have. You can just go say, "Come here, girl," and she'll jump right up. So why don't you come down to the shelter and see if Brady, the jumping cat, is the right cat for you. She's nice and sweet, and she wants to go home. She wants to get out of that cage. So come on down and meet Brady or another cat just like her. Give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit us on the web at mchumane.org and meet Brady or another cat just like her. I think you'll be really happy if you come down and meet her.
And finally, we leave you with scenes from this week's recognition of the Bethesda Big Train baseball team, which ended its season as #1 ranked summer baseball team in the nation.
To the #1 ranking in the nation, presented on this 11th day of October in the year 2011, and signed by our Council President, Valerie Urban. So, way to go, guys!
And that does it for County Report this week. Join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for watching.
MC students who want to transfer to four-year schools should plan to attend one of the Jack Kent Cook Undergraduate Transfer Scholarship Workshops being held on all 3 campuses in October. The workshops will guide you through the process of applying for this fantastic scholarship, which honors academic excellence by providing financial support to community college students so they can complete their bachelor's degree. And make plans to visit 2 exciting and provocative art exhibits now showing on MC's Rockville campus. Check out Worlds Collide, the art of science fiction, showing through October 28th. And Art Science, an exhibit celebrating the new Rockville Science Center, on display through November 4th. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website at montgomerycollege.edu.